Alright guys, we're back today with Kat, and what I want to do for everybody at home, I'm going to show you guys how we first start doing the off-leash. So the things that we have already kind of accomplished with the dog are, we're able to make the dog come with the collar. If you're not to that point, don't even try this, because that being able to make them come is what's going to help us out for this. The second thing, we need to be able to get the dog to down with the collar. Not it will do it when it feels like it, or it will do it when there's no distractions. So when we first start this, we're going to be in a controlled environment. The dog can't get away. So you want to do that. You don't want it to be, because that's going to be a part of it, you guys. They're going to kind of say to themselves, and especially an older dog like this, they've learned that the leash is what controls them. They've learned from previous experiences that once that leash isn't there, we didn't have any control. So we're kind of working up to the point where they're understanding, but when you're walking them and you take the leash off, they're going to kind of say to themselves, I think I can just run over there. So that's what we want to do. So this is raw, uncut footage, you guys. This is the first time we're going to start healing the dog off the leash. But we've really, really practiced getting the dog to come to us. So we're going to do a little pattern here. We're going to go back and forth. We're going to do it on the leash. Then we're going to repeat the same thing off the leash. So remember, at this stage, we're only doing the turn away from the dog. So in the beginning, when you first start the off-leash, you're only going to turn away from the dog. Remember that, you guys. If we try to turn towards the dog, that's not going to be effective, because we want the healing and the coming to, remember, are very much related. So we're just going to give it a little run through and see how it goes. Cat, heel. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Heel. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Heel. Down. Heel. Heel. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Heel. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Down. What a good girl. Cat, heel. Heel. Good girl. Good girl. Down. Cat, heel. Down. Alright guys, so you saw what happened there. When I took the leash off, she started to drift away. So rather than come back, doggy, I immediately turned and moved away from the dog. So you've got to sort of have that evasive maneuver so the dog says, uh-oh, I better go with them. So that was actually pretty good. We're going to get the other one out here in a minute, and usually it might go, you know, we might need to use the nick more if the dog tries to move away from us. But that's where you want to start. I kind of just repeated the same thing on the leash. We want the dog to be successful. So we're going to keep monitoring Kat. Rhonda and the kids were a little bit behind because of the holidays. So everything is going great, though, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.